Hello again.
Yo!
You're back here to watch some more of us playing the Whiteboard Game. Thank you for rejoining us. We're halfway through a favourite albums game. I don't know which number this would be. I want to say it might be number 6, might be number 7. I've done it again.
I didn't do the action again. In fact, there was nothing funny about what you just said because it isn't funny.
Oh, sorry. I was really trying to be funny there. Yeah, as I say, thank you for joining us. We're going to get straight in.
Yeah, we are.
Cool. Okay.
If you're confused as to what's happening, please note that this says part 2 on it. Part 2.
It would be good to watch the first part, if we're being honest.
I mean, listen to both, but chronological might make sense here.
I agree. Let me remind myself of this extract. This was one which, upon first listen, I initially had Animal Collective down for, because the voices I were hearing felt like Avitair, Panda Bear. But upon listening to it more, I changed my answer. And put a band that I think, based on my own listening, I wouldn't associate with the cacophonousness, maybe, of this sound. But I understand some of their stuff that I'm yet to get to is associated with that. So I put the Beach Boys. Guessed it was called Chandelier. They didn't say anything in it to do with a word, but I just put it. Because it felt a little bit artsy, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Psych pop / chamber pop. I suppose, again, from the Beach Boys stuff I've listened to, not inherently psych pop, but this sort of sound.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe other people would associate with the same. I put chamber pop as well. 2011, because I thought maybe it's off of Smile Sessions. I know you like that a lot. And I would imagine this direction would be what would happen on that album. And because I know you love that, I said it was position number 7.
It could well be number 7 one day. In fact, closer and closer we are getting there. Almost, but not quite. It is still 4 points.
Thank you.
It is the Beach Boys. The only thing that we haven't got is the title. So I'll go through everything else first. I put chamber pop, prog pop, art pop. Chamber pop, I think, is for me the go-to.
Okay.
Just because it's a big ensemble and there are lots of harmonies. So
definitely.
2011, because it is the reissued Smile Sessions. It currently sits at 13th. This is called Wind Chimes, so you're actually not far off in terms of dangly objects. These are my wind chimes. It is a it's a very redundant thing to say about the Smile Sessions. Every single track is fascinating in its own way. But this one is structured off this sort of quite mellow, song about a guy who loves his wind chimes and he finds them very relaxing. And it's backed by a marimba. Sounds like a marimba anyway. And then, everyone sort of takes a breath and you get ba 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 ba, and that goes away and you get that sort of piano interlude. And then it goes ba 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 and it comes back. It is, if there wasn't point on the Smile Sessions that induces headbanging, it is this point. It's I'd say, well, again, even that might be redundant. Say it's the most epic track on the thing. I mean, multiple tracks are epic in different ways. The Layers of Heroes and Villains is epic. It's writing of epic proportions. Surf's Up is emotional on an epic proportion. Good Vibrations, epic on a sort of popularity proportion. I mean, I think I have maybe finally run out of original things to say about the Smile Sessions. I've already, praised it so heavily in past episodes of this podcast. But, if you're doing your Beach Boys rounds and you're getting through all the studio albums or whatever, do not neglect the sort of, I don't know what it is, compilation album, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That is the Smile Sessions, because you read up on it and you know that this could have been released in the 60s if it was finished. And when you add that context into it, it's already fantastic. But then you consider that and you go, nah. No. You are a liar. It's not possible. It's not possible.
You're smoking something. Which, to be fair,
to be fair, I mean, I wanted to include it because of how high it is, but also because at the point of us recording this is our last game of the year now, and so you want to look back on 2025, and it is the year that we lost Mr. Brian Wilson.
Yes.
And what a coincidence it is. It is the year I properly pushed. I think Beach Boys really truly clicked with me. I reconnected with the Smile Sessions, having listened to it when I was younger, and the first time I re-listened to it going, I actually remember each of these melodies. I remember watching the live video we had so many times, and then I just went, so it's a nostalgia thing for me as well.
Yeah.
But he was a genius in the truest sense of the word. Complete genius. It gets said so easily, I think, in the creative stuff especially. He's got his first Oscar nomination. He's a genius. He's a bloke. He's like 30. He's an actor because of nepotism. He isn't. Brian Wilson, his brain was different, which is why he was genuinely a genius. I can't actually compare the way he orchestrates to anyone. And I think of other chamber poppers and art poppers, and I think of the Grizzly Bear Boys, and I think of Guy Garvey and Elbow, who we spoke about in part 1, and they're amazing composers and arrangers, fantastic. But Brian Wilson will probably, for me, forever have the crown, because I just think the vision he had, the De Bruyne of music, if you will, the passes, unbelievable. I love you, Brian Wilson. Thank you for just gracing us with some really, really, truly special things. It doesn't even have to be as complicated as Smile. Just the beauty of God Only Knows. Just a lot of very, very famous musicians say it's the best song of all time. So if you don't take my word for it, take theirs. I love you, Brian. You are fantastic.
Absolutely.
4 juicy points. What a start to the second half.
Thank you. I was going to say, I think there's something also to do with God Only Knows, something so beautifully, I don't know what to say there, amazing.
Yes.
When it comes to the fact that it is such a great song that Brian Wilson wrote, but instead of singing it himself, he lets his brother sing it.
Yes.
I think that's so lovely.
I think there is a quote somewhere. Oh, which Wilson is it? I can't remember. I know which Wilson it is, but I can't remember the first name. Is it Carl?
Carl is he the younger one?
Yeah.
And Dennis is the oldest one.
Yeah.
Brian's the middle child.
Yeah. I think for me, Carl has the best voice out of all of them. A stunning vocalist. And I think there was a quote from when Carl passed, or had passed at a certain point. And I don't know if it was Brian Wilson talking about, what he wants, what he expects will happen when he goes or whatever, something like that. And I think it was basically, this is a really awful memory for me and poor paraphrasing, but it was basically him saying, all I want is to hear his lovely voice again, kind of thing.
That's nice.
Which is, Brian didn't have it easy for a lot, but he, in the middle of that, he was with his brothers and they loved each other very much. And they're all just fantastic.
Absolutely.
Rare to have a family not only be also talented, but to kind of look at each other and just go, yeah, we can get on whilst doing this, actually. For the most part, we can enjoy each other's company. Amazing band. Amazing people.
The last thing I wanted to say is the Smile Sessions for me, I can't think of an album or like a series of albums that has so many different iterations.
Yeah.
If you include like the smiley smile as well, and you can put Brian Wilson Presents Smile with it as well. I didn't know if you'd listened to the Brian Wilson own Smile.
I have. I've got, there's a copy in the cupboard behind me. This is the one we had on video, basically.
Oh, I see.
I guess what's great about that is I mean, the Smile sessions are what they had and what they'd written, and that's why it's amazing, because it shows what they were capable of at the time. The Brian Wilson Presents is, I guess, arguably from a different... I mean, this is truest in that it's authentic.
Yeah.
That Brian Wilson version is truest in that it's the closest to the full thing you'll ever get, because he's actually got his, an orchestra together, and he's gone, this is where all the parts would have gone, and you'll listen to that, and he's singing at points that you don't get in the studio remastered stuff, and then you finally it all clicks, and you go, oh, so this is how it's beautiful, because this is what it was meant to be. I know I've played you a bit of Holidays before, which is an instrumental track. He sings in the live one, and you go, oh, that's nice. If you have the time to do all of them, I haven't done all of them myself.
Yeah,
but there's like a 50 million track length version, which has got him shuffling about the studio outtakes and stuff on it as well, which is fun. Great lore, fantastic lore. Well, we were on your number 6, yes.
Yeah.
I know that one of these bits are wrong, because I think, have you already used your Joker? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I used it on number 5, yeah.
So I put Joker for this, and I'm wrong now. I think I'm hoping I've done myself proud, because I think I recognise the voice. And I think it's what you've listened to recently. I put the Spin Doctors. I think that's what it sounded like. In i.e. Two Princes, guys. If you know, you know. He said, what's the use? So I put, what's the use? I said 1998. I said indie rock / Britpop / blues rock, because it was a bit, funky. So, yeah.
2 points.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. One of them is the category that you're doing very well on today. It is Spin Doctors.
I'm doing all right,
Well deduced. The track is called 40 or 50. Alt rock, I'll give you indie rock and blues rock, but not Britpop.
Not Britpop.
They are not a British band.
Oh yeah, fair point.
1991 was when it came. On Rate Your Music, it said 89, so I thought maybe this track was off of an early EP maybe or something, but the album is called Pocket Full of Kryptonite. It was I want to say it was their debut. 194 is the position on mine, so it's quite low. It's because I think I probably said it last episode, but I think most of the albums that I listened, I think there might have been one or two that I knew already. I think maybe one of them was on my tops already, but none of the new ones I listened to really gripped me. And I think it was with this one of the Spin Doctors, which felt like it was the one that I felt like I'd become quickest acquainted to.
That's nice.
I suppose.
That's nice.
I really enjoy the sound of Two Princes, and I think a lot of
it's a great song.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the sounds on the other songs on the album are quite similar, and so it wasn't hard for me to get onto that level, I suppose. There's nothing, amazing. I feel like there's maybe 3 other versions of Two Princes on that album. The first track, Jimmy Olsen's Blues, is basically the same thing, but he's imagining himself being in the Superman universe,
right,
and having a crush on Lois Lane, and sort of trying to convince her that you don't need no Superman.
That's so funny.
I've got a pocket full of kryptonite.
That's so funny.
He's quite a witty lyricist, Chris Barron.
Can you imagine competing with Superman? Yeah. That's crazy. He can shoot lasers out of his eyes. Oh, really? Can he?
Well, I got a pocket full of kryptonite. Yeah, how about that? And then. Yeah, Two Princes, I say, and I think the last track is one of the penultimate one, I think it is, which I think I mentioned last time, which is called How Can You Want Him When You Know You Can Have Me, or something like that.
This guy, I'm telling you, he went through some very personal stuff.
Yeah.
And he wrote about 5 songs about it in one go.
He did. But yeah, it's witty and jaunty, and I feel like this track, it feels very different because it's not on that lane. I think I did also mention last time that there was one of the tracks that reminded me a bit of Jeff Buckley.
Yes,
and it was this one.
I I kind of get it.
The guitar parts were sort of felt reminiscent of his, and in the chorus, it's not really a chorus bit. It's like the interlude section, which you heard at the very end of the extract.
Yeah.
I think one of the chords is like an augmented chord, and that's very spicy. I'd associate that sort of stuff with Jeff Buckley.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a great lyric. I wouldn't say a great lyricist. I think he's a decent lyricist. I was more so thinking he's a great vocalist.
Yeah,
he's a great singer. Not on the level of Jeff Buckley, we would say.
For me, it's difficult to compete. I'm putting Guy Garvey up there with Jeff, but difficult for others.
But he does have a good range and a very good voice. I think what's sort of stopping this album from being, because this album's only going to go down, I think, really. What's stopping it from being higher is just, I think there's a little lack of consistency on there. There's some tracks which I just don't really care for. I think there's also an aspect of them at this very early point in their career where they're still trying to suss out how they make the jam band thing work in a studio setting. Because that's how they'd gone popular, was with their live performances. They were a live jam band, and people loved them for that. And then they come to make albums, and it's like, well, how are we going to make it work?
How do we connect all the pieces?
Yeah, and I think especially with this, there's still a bit of uncertainty there.
Okay,
because you get amazing single songs like Two Prince.
Yeah,
that, they don't need to be a jam band sort of song, but there's a lot of other songs on here like What Time Is It, and the last one especially. Which is called Shinbone Alley / Hard to Exist, I think, which all feel very jam-like. But I think we mentioned, I can't remember which extract it was before when we talked about jam bands and that sort of thing.
Throw back to the episode where we had Tom Branscombe as a guest, and we did have a conversation about what our favourite conserves were.
But yeah, I think I was saying that it's hard to mesh those two worlds. And this album for me is a very big reflection of that.
Yeah, I get that.
But there's enough on it that I like for me to feel like it's warranted to put them in the top 200.
Yeah, nice.
So there you go. Unlikely I'll go deeper. But.
Well, it's that and what you said. I remember from the last game where you spoke about how I'm not too sure about the consistency or how they mesh these clashing styles together. That's why I put Joker, because I thought I recognised the voice, and I went, I remember him not being so sure about it. But look, it's got a feature, and as we've said already, with how much music we've listened to already, to even feature one of these best album of all time games, doesn't matter where you rank, it represents quality,
Yeah, as I say, I felt like I connected with it. I got an enjoyment out. I think there's definitely an aspect of the tongue-in-cheek and sort of that aspect of it that appealed to me. Being a They Might Be Giants enjoyer, I suppose. So yeah, that was nice.
Marry him and marry me.
Enjoy your 2 points.
Something, can't you see?
I'm the one that loves you, baby, can't you see?
I'm the one that loves you, baby, can't you see?
Got no future or family tree. I know what a prince and lover ought to be. Great song.
I said if you
do listen to it, but I feel like you probably already know it, so what's the use?
Just go ahead now. Oh, baby.
Moving on to your number 7. Let me remind myself of it by giving it a play. This was the very sort of hyper.
Yeah.
I just played it out on my laptop. Yeah, so there was a few directions I felt like I could go with this. At one point I thought maybe it's Sophie. It feels like it could be a Sophie track, but from what I remember of her vocals being, I remember her having a much deeper voice than this. And to be fair, the artist I've put I don't think is awfully dissimilar. And if anything, it's gone in a more further direction from Sophie, because it ignores the fact that I acknowledge they sound a bit British, which to be fair has never really served me well in the past. They've always been American when I've said that. So I put one who I felt was on the quite, I feel, growing popularity at the moment. Arca. You've heard of her, they, I'm not sure their pronouns. At the start, I think they said at the end, maybe amongst a word that I'm not going to repeat on the podcast, but hyperpop / glitch pop, it felt fairly hyperpoppy, I thought at least.
Yeah.
Which I put 2022, and that's partially why I put the Joker, because from when I've mentioned hyperpop to you before, you don't like it.
I don't, no.
So it surprised me. But
3 points.
Thank you.
It is the Joker, first of all, I'll tell you that much.
Is that where one of the points was?
Yes.
Thank you.
Which is a rare one, actually.
Yeah.
Don't know how often we get points for correctly guessing the Joker. You got it. You guessed it, so of course you get a point for it. Yeah. You've got a point for the year exactly. And I'm leaning more on the glitch pop side, so I'm giving you a point for that. Yeah. You might be familiar with this name. I don't know if they've actually released anything other than this one album. Jockstrap. The track is called, for some reason, Debra. Don't know why. The album is I Love You, Jennifer B.
Nice. Shout out Jenny B.
The female vocalist you can hear is a lady called Georgia Ellery. Okay. Does that ring a bell?
No, I don't think so.
She is one of the maybe 3 women that you hear singing in New Generation, Black Country, New Road.
Oh, interesting.
So she can kind of go across quite a few genres, is what I'm learning about Georgia Ellery.
Crazy, yeah. Adding up the numbers now. Wow.
So you're definitely right that it's a very British voice as well. You've done well with that bit. I chose this extract of this. I mean, it's my favourite track of the album, which again surprises me. It surprises you, it surprises me. Just because I think, again, it's what I said earlier about that closer for the Men at Work album. It's a risk taker, and it's fun. It's exhilarating. I think the main reason why it's not, because it's very high ranking, this, despite being not on the top 200, this album, very high ranking, because I like the sounds it plays with. But I straddle between liking or hating the lyrics, I think. I can get behind these ones, but I think sometimes the way I'm going to put it is it's quite, not explicit, but quite forward with sort of, how would I word it? Owning one's sexuality and desires, is how I'm going to put it. And for me, that's not anything I can necessarily relate to, I think is the point I'm trying to make. And so I don't really connect to it, because for me, I've got no desire to make such things public like other people do. I don't really see any empowerment in it. I know other people do. I don't quite get it, but that's fine. I chose this bit, as I tried to explain to you, because it kind of shows each section of the song all in one. Because you get sort of more subtle, kind of fuzzy electronic moments where her lyrics ring through quite clearly. Then you get her voice with a lot of effects on it. And then you get kind of the drop section where you get that sort of electronic drum roll. And then it goes... And to be fair, first time I heard that, I'm walking along. I think I'm dropping CVs off to law firms. And I hear the bass on that particularly. And the music face. You know, the one you make when it looks like you've smelt something really bad.
Stank.
Yeah. And I'm in public, I'm on a train, whatever, and I hear that, I just go, oh my God. I quite like the lyric just because, again, personally, it makes me chuckle, where she says something like, I don't talk to the guys in the Greek Quarter or something, which for the record, because I would know this, there is no Greek Quarter in London. Don't know what she's talking about. We don't call them, you got Palmer's Green, which some people call Little Cyprus, but there's no Greek Quarter, Georgia, come on. It's just a lot of fun, this track, and a lot of the tracks are a lot of fun generally. I think you'd appreciate the bit that you've heard is her going, I wish I could tell you what I wished for, looked at the moon, pressed X on the star. is what she's saying, which I think is a reference to Animal Crossing. Because I think in an interview she said, I was just playing that a lot of the time.
Fair enough.
I think because one of the lyrics in where you can really clearly hear her towards the start is she goes, press Y for a party, which is another thing you can do in the game. And then what else? I'll take you to the city. Something about Koreatown. I'm Lolita. Reference to the book, of course. Yeah, very fun album. I think if you're looking for... I mean, actually, this might be one of my most out there recommendations, I suppose. It's not like me, this album, I don't think. Credit to the list. I was going in expecting just what I normally gives me, which is sort of just like alt folk stuff. And then I just hear, sort of glitchy synths, and I go, hold on a minute. hold on. Where are we going with this? It's a lot of fun. I think you will take enjoyment out of it, especially from the production sense. I think there might be stuff worth going, oh, that's interesting on there kind of thing.
Yeah, I was interested by it.
This is, for me, this is the most fun track on it for me. Others, a couple of the singles are very good, but sometimes the lyrics I kind of go, but a very, very good 3 points.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've actually never played Animal Crossing, I don't think.
My sister and I used to bang that. One of the more OG versions.
The game. Yeah. Oh, there's been loads of iterations.
Yeah. Back on our old DSs, which are now defunct. They stopped working a long time ago. It's a very, very relaxing game.
It is.
Very relaxing.
One of those relaxing games.
Which is interesting, because then someone writes a song inspired by it that sounds like this, which actually sounds like what I presume an acid trip feels like. But, I, for your number 7, was caught in that indecision that I've had with your stuff a few times of, is it Ween or is it just one of them? Because I know you like to, we've had so much Ween in the past that I'm certain it sounds like Ween.
Okay.
And so it's got to be one version of them. But I know because we've done Ween so often and spoken about them so often, performed them live so often in our covers of Ocean Man, that when you choose them, you try and catch me out. So I'm trying to think, which way's he gone? I've gone basic. I've gone for the band. I've gone for the two together. He said stay together. No, he didn't. He said stay forever. Careful.
Steady on.
I put 2003. I said Americana. I don't know if that's fair. It's slow moving. I don't know. They've got an album that's Americana. They do. I put 25th. I'm hoping it's one of the very positively received ones by you.
I'm really struggling to decide if I want to give you a point for Americana.
Okay.
Because instinctually I think no.
Okay.
At the same time, I don't know too much about Americana. I can see tinges. I think I'm going to say no.
Okay, that's fine.
For now.
That's fine.
And then maybe in a later one, if I have a moment I can be lenient, then that's maybe fine. I'll give you a point there.
It's your track.
It is Ween.
Okay.
It is Stay Forever.
Okay.
I put soft rock / indie rock.
Yep, that's fair.
2000 was when it came out because it's off of their album White Pepper.
It's White Pepper.
Which is currently sitting at number 88. Which that album for me has been very up and down. It used to be very high, and now it's sort of in, closer to 100, but definitely still firmly in that top 100. Yeah, I think it's just one which, as I've listened to more exploratory music, maybe I'd say, it's one that I feel less inclined to not come back to, but maybe enjoy as much. So I think Ween definitely have so many crazy albums that this sticks out very much so.
Okay.
And in that regard, it's a massive sort of Marmite album.
Well, because it's a bit more mainstream, or
yeah. I think a lot of the reason people like Ween and maybe the large appeal for it is their weirdness, their quirkiness. And this album, it still has that, but less so, and it allows more space for more sincere writing, I suppose, which some people don't like. I do still think it is a good album, and when it comes to that soft rock, indie rock sort of sound, I think it's a pretty consistent one. And it's still Ween. It still goes in interesting directions genre-wise. It's not all like just quaint sort of stuff. It's got a lot of variety, and it's good in that way. A bit like I was speaking in the first half. It was just one which I wasn't sure what to use. I thought maybe it might be nice to use another Ween one. Maybe
Ween one in there. You've got enough choice.
I do, yeah. I'd say Stay Forever is one of my favourites off the album. It's quite not an exploratory song in terms of lyrics, but I think the instrumental is very, I wouldn't say dreamy, but it feels quite emotive. And I think there is a key change in the chorus, maybe.
How adventurous.
Or at least it alludes to one, perhaps. And that's very nice. I think Gene Ween's vocal performance is one of the best in his career, which is saying something, because he's had a lot of fantastic vocal moments.
He's got a magnificent ability to alter his tone.
Yeah, Freedom of 76 might be their best, but I don't have much to say beyond that, other than Ween is still great, and
always have been.
White Pepper is a good album by them. There you go.
It's in your top 100.
Absolutely. There you go. The points that I will give you are 3.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Take it with grace. Thank you. There was another interesting tally that I'd like to see. How often have Ween shown up? I think they've got to be one of the leaders, I think.
Probably. I mean, I think that, but I also sort of think, actually, when I think about it, they're not, I got into them after we started the pod, before I started the podcast, rather. So in that regard, I sort of think, well, maybe I haven't used them as much, but it's hard to tell, because you would have been able to comfortably tell when a Ween song is a Ween song,
I know I was compelled to use a track of Quebec when it made its way into my top 200, just to show you it was there. So I've done it at least once myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. On to your number 8.
Yes.
A lot like that one in the first half where I guess low. I've sort of done a similar thing of I've heard very acclaimed things from this person. Okay. And I haven't heard any of their stuff. I know they've got one very big album. And this might be them. It's more of just like a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
You don't know enough about them, so it feels like a decent guess, and you're happy with doing it. I guess somebody called, I think this is their name, Bonnie Prince Darkness. He has one very big album that I can't remember the name of, that I'm going to look up now. It's got like a skull in front of it. Bonnie Prince Billy. It's Bonnie Prince Billy. No, never mind. I'm going to leave that. And the album is called I See a Darkness. That's where I've got the mix up. Again, know very little about him. So that's probably why it felt like an okay guess to me. And it's also one of those where I go, we're trying to listen to music that has been received quite well, quite a lot. We're always pushing to find more interesting stuff. So I'd imagine you get into it. I think you said All the Time at one point. Where did All the Time go? So I put All the Time. Chamber pop / chamber folk. It was chambery, but I couldn't just decide whether it was more poppy than folk, I guess. But I don't know. I know you're into your chamber sort of sound.
Oh, I love it.
1999. Number 136.
1.5.
Oh, that's lenient.
1 and
Thank
a
you.
half. It is not Bonnie Prince Darkness nor his friend Bonnie Prince Billy, which I actually don't know if I've. You'd think that list is massive. You think he'd be in there, but I don't even know.
I mean, you might recognise the album cover, but
I've had a look at somewhat.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe I should have let that ease in my mind so I could use it in a game. But
now I'll be on hyper alert. This is, you'll be proud of me though regarding the list. This listen was very much one where I went, screw it. I am going to ignore you, the list.
Yeah.
Because I put something right because I found, of all places, I found it on social media, this one song in particular, because it was quite a popular sound for a bit. Because there's something about the song that is inherently very nostalgic. The title of it helps. The opening lyric of it helps. And so I think people were doing it on, compilations about, aging or whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, that sounds too good to be just a social media thing. I need to investigate this. And I put it at the bottom of the list and I went, screw this, man. Let me find the album. Let me listen to it.
Yeah.
And I did. The artist is Dr. Dog. Dr. Shorthand, the shorthand way. Dr. Dog. It's called Where'd All the Time Go? That's your half point.
I see, thank you.
That is the opening line, as you correctly said. 2010, you got a point for the chamber pop bit. I put Psych Folk as well.
Yeah.
192nd, an album called Shame, Shame. Shame.
Not a real shame though, just a shame.
Just a shame. This, I think, album, despite hints of melancholy or despite hints of nostalgia or whatever, this fits into the year of happy music for Fred. Is what I'm saying this album is. I think the reason why it's so low is its highs are incredibly high, but then it hasn't really gotten lows necessarily. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the top 200. If it had a low, it wouldn't be there. But the other tracks that aren't as good, I think they're a bit middling for me. I still like them, but I'm not going to write anything about them, kind of thing. This is the opening track on the whole. Am I correct? No, I'm wrong. This isn't the opening track. But I'm telling you, when you get to this track, for me it was like some epiphany kind of thing, because you got the headphones on. I think I was on the bus, and you hear that sort of sample, that speech come in, and you get whatever on earth that synthy thing is. And honestly, I was transported. I was on that bus, and it's one of those, again, I just couldn't help myself but sort of go like, oh, what's happening? This is the way I put it in the past is when I hear something I've never heard before and I go, oh no, and this might be a problem kind of thing. This might be pretty good. And this track is outstanding. It is unbelievable. That intro, it's a shame we did this. I found this after we did our intro game because I love it. Doesn't last long before he starts singing, but when that sound first comes in, indescribable feeling when you hear it for the first time. In context of that album, indescribable. And I think the reason why I like the album as a whole is just because it's another, as you've said yourself, I'm fond of the chamber pop sound of an expanded ensemble that keeps sort of a folkiness to them, and they emphasize vocal harmonies as well. And this is that. They just do it really well. Quite a big group, Dr. Dog, I think, actually, from the pictures I've seen. Like, I don't know, 6 or 7. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, it's happened again.
For God's sake. It's such a lovely... Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly. See how the hands go, waving goodbye. I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. She's walking backward through a parade. Stuck in the shadow. Something about I'm in the shade. Something. And then the chorus, there's like this pre-chorus lyric. Both times the chorus shows up, which I think is so fun. Where he goes, she gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed, which I think is fantastic. Was it Flowers for the Sick and Dead? She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn to stone in hospitals and funeral homes, I think is beautiful. And when the tide rises, somebody sighs who is not in disguise anymore. And then back again. It's beautiful. And there are other great moments on the album as well. There's like another 3 or 4 songs which I think are outstanding. I think it's their most commercial album and the one that seems to be listened to the most. But that being said, this track has found social media success. So I don't know how reliable that what I've just said is, because I don't know if that's off the back of social media or not. But congratulations for getting it. It deserves it. It's a great song.
Thank you.
Enjoy your 1.5 point.
Thank you. Yeah,
you're welcome.
I've noticed on online a lot of the members go by singular words beginning with T.
Okay.
Which I didn't really. I didn't know if that was a thing you knew about.
I haven't dipped. I've
or...
actually listened to quite a few of their albums now, but I've done no lore dip. I've done no lore at all.
Found that interesting.
Well, like Tim and Tom and Tony.
No, like not even like proper names, like just words.
Okay.
Like one of them's called Taxi, and the other one's called Tables. Text.
Great. Brilliant.
Thanks.
I love it.
Time. Truck. Today. Trials. You know.
I would love to be the one called Time. That feels like quite a power play.
That was the first one I noticed, and I thought, why does this guy go by Time? That's really oh, they all go by a singular word beginning with T. Okay,
I love that. That's really pretentious. Oh no, wait, they all do. Okay. But still, who chose it? You got to be Time. You know, that's a powerful one. We come to your number 8, which is one of the ones I have very little faith in.
Interesting.
I couldn't figure out who this was. And I think I've been quite impressive with Dinosaur Jr. and I've done Spiritualized and Spin Doctors. I've done well with my artists. But the ball might be dropped here, I think, because I've gone for a panic option where I can't think of what Chris has put, so I just choose a default Chris answer where I know it's wrong, and I just put Wilco. I put a different tune that was said. I said 2003. I said alt folk or slacker rock, kind of. I put 58th.
Ah, nice. You can have 2 points.
Thank you very much.
Nice stuff. This is you were right to try and go with a Chris play.
Okay, good.
It is a wrong Chris play.
Ah, that's a shame.
It's it's a quainter sound. But the band he was in aren't always as quaint as this, so maybe that's why. This is Stephen Malkmus.
Ah, the man
from Pavement.
The man.
The track is called Pink India. He doesn't say it in the track, but rather, I don't know if this says much about me. But my way of trying to help you get closer to that title was to include the bit in the lyrics where he says, "We shared a nice sagaloo."
Is that what he was saying?
Indie rock is what it says. I suppose that makes sense. 2001, because it was his debut self-titled solo album.
Fun.
Stephen Malkmus. And it's at number 200. It's on the precipice.
Yes.
At the moment. Definitely not up there with a lot of Pavement stuff. I think... I don't necessarily know what it is. I don't think the songs... I mean, maybe the songs are a slight dip. So, I don't really know what the difference is between Pavement and now in terms of songwriting.
Right.
Because in Pavement, the way he'd write his songs is he would write them on his own and then bring them to the band and they'd work out their parts. So I can't imagine it being any different now. Maybe it's just...
80s come-down machine writing style.
You go through different phases of songwriting, I suppose. But it's still got all the lovable Stephen Malkmus songwriting qualities, a lot of sort of quite witty lyrics and tongue-in-cheek, not really sort of taking itself too seriously. I think I used this a little bit like your Joni Mitchell one. I used one of the tracks off of this in the summer game because I used my point that it feels like a lot of artists' solo albums who used to be in a band, their debut ones feel quite summery.
Yeah.
I think I'd mentioned Aaron Freeman's one out of Ween. His one felt very summery. And I don't know if I went any further with that point. I can't remember.
Because it's about freedom and liberation.
Yeah. And this one feels very much so. Yeah, there's decent songs. Again, it doesn't compare much to Pavement's own stuff, but there are a lot of songs on there that, from listening to Terror Twilight and that being my favourite Pavement album, I can see similarities in terms of atmosphere and vibe with this solo album. Well, this song, for example, it could very much be off of Terror Twilight by Pavement. It's got that vibe. I think partially there's an aspect of there's more sort of weird synths on the album, so maybe that's why you've got the sort of synth solo-y instrument at points, so maybe that's where that point is going. But yeah, it's good. Maybe it will depart my top 200 soon, but for now it hasn't, and it is very good. And if you find yourself enjoying Pavement, give this solo album a go.
As I've said, to even appear in the top 200 is noteworthy. I don't know if this is any numbers that you've added or even relevant. It might not have anything to do with why he's called it Pink India. But there is... Are you familiar of the city of Jaipur?
Heard of it.
It's in New Delhi, isn't it? No, it's not. I'm being really stupid. I'm being really stupid. It's not in New Delhi. I don't know why I said that. But Jaipur, the architecture of it is called the Pink City because all the buildings there are pink.
Interesting. So
I don't know if that's got anything to do with it.
It might do. I don't know anything deeper about the song, actually. I haven't really looked into the lyrics too deeply, but mayhaps.
You look at the images of the architecture from Jaipur and it is gorgeous.
Maybe we'll have to go.
I would like to go to India. I'd like to go during Holi.
We could share a nice sagaloo.
We could, and we could listen to Stephen Malkmus whilst there. Yeah,
that'd be nice. Okay, your number 9 will be one in which I, much like you for my one, I wasn't sure on massively. It had subtle hints of Grizzly Bear, and so I went for it again. It's one of those where if I don't put it,
and it is,
yeah, it's going to be frustrating. So,
Chris Bear solo album.
I mean, it might be Department of Eagles, maybe. I was trying to discern the differences between the two projects in my mind, and I guess I came to the conclusion that it was more Grizzly Bear-y, or at least it's more likely for you to use a Grizzly Bear track. I don't know. Guessed it was called Fade Away. I don't think I'm basing that off of anything. You might have said it in the track, maybe. Again, chamber, folk this time, / indie rock I put as well. 2012 and number 113. Once again, no reasoning behind that positioning guess.
I'm just checking something. Yeah, cool. Okay, so what am I giving you for this? I'm giving you 1 point. Sorry. And that's for Grizzly, but it isn't. I'm sorry, it's not. I have a confession to make. I have played something of a long game with you, and I'm sorry.
Oh, this is going to be nasty.
I think it was during the intros game where I gave you a track by a band, and I said the intro's cool, but then the lady starts singing.
Okay.
And I just really don't like her voice, and it ruins the track. So I'm not really going to return to this album or this band or anything. I was lying.
You wanted your own back.
I'm sorry. I lied to your face, and I'm really sorry.
It's Blonde Redhead.
It's Blonde Redhead. I'm really sorry.
I re-listened to that game the other day. Because I think there was a track that I used in it that I wanted to remind myself of, but that's why that rang a bell.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you don't need to apologise. I did that to you with They Might Be Giants.
You did.
I think this is like the full circle moment.
Yeah.
This is me getting, my comeuppance,
It was because I wanted to... it was a very good intro to that track. It's a long intro. The track that I used for that game was In Particular. But I'd also, as you can see, fallen for the album as a whole.
Yes, nice.
And so I knew it was going to come up in one of these games, and I had to try and protect myself. This track is called, fantastic title, Loved Despite of Great Faults. There is another track on the same album, by the way, which is the one before it, called Hated Because of Great Qualities. It's brilliant. Released in 2000. Not much has changed, but they live underwater.
No, that doesn't work.
I am glad you said indie rock. You've made it very easy for me, because I genuinely do not know what genres to give this album. I can't tell you. Indie rock feels too easy, but I put art rock as well. I don't know. And I'll go on to why I don't know. It's 157th. The enigmatically titled Melody of Certain Damaged Lemons. I've got no idea. I listened to this album a lot during, you'll understand what I say by this, my coming and going from a certain building with a green sign as of late.
Yes.
And during sort of late trips for private tuition and stuff as well from there, and things like this, where everything didn't really feel quite real, because I wasn't tired necessarily, but you just sort of a bit dazzled. You're just like, you've been stuck in rush hour and you kind of want to go home. Actually, you don't you want to go home, but you're there going, but I've agreed to do this tuition session. I don't really know where I am. I've never taken this bus route before, and they're not moving. The cars aren't moving. It is one of the strangest albums I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, okay. Wow.
There is something, in the same way that sort of gothic rock swans have this thing, there's something evil about it.
Okay.
I can't explain it another way. Like, the vibe of the album is just consistently sinister. I think what helps is you've got... Again, I want to apologise, I don't know her name, but I said she was a bad vocalist. She's not a bad vocalist. She just isn't. She's just quite Marmite, I imagine. When I first listened to it, I did sort of have an Isaac Wood moment, the first moment I heard his voice on the early Black Country New Road stuff, and I went, oh God, stop! But then I kept listening to the album and I went, it's perfect for what this album is. I think she's a Japanese lady, and then it's an Italian man, and he's the one singing in this one.
I see.
But there's just the tone they both take, and the guitar tones that are used, and the chord choices, and the inclusions of electronics or ghostings whenever they put them in. It's just all so off-putting in a way. There's an eeriness to it.
Okay.
And I wish I could put it in a more musical way for you to explain why, but I can't. I don't know why. It's just there's something about the album which is unsettling all the way through. The lyrics don't always make complete sense, but when they do, you kind of figure out what he's talking about or she's talking about. What is he saying in this one? I think the main bit that gives me an idea of what he's talking about is in the chorus. He goes, "Where do we go from here? I don't know." So it feels like something to do with a relationship.
I thought I was going in another direction there.
What do you mean?
Words are coming out all weird.
Words are coming out. Where do we go? Two off-putting Red albums. There you go. This is more off-putting than the Bends, I'll tell you that. It feels like when you're listening to the Bends, you at least know it's some humans making music. This could be aliens at times. It's so strange. Regrettably, it for me is easily their best album.
Okay.
A lot of people like a lot of theirs. They've got very strong cult following. Really strong. And so I'll probably upset some people saying that. But for me, this album is an outlier. I think it's risky, sinister, incredible atmosphere, brilliant. Really, really good. If anyone knows what genre to give it, please tell me, because I can't. I just don't know. But But yeah, I'm sorry I kept it from you. I had to for
No, not at
this
all.
future edition of the Whiteboard Game. Do I have anything else to say? This is one of my favourite tracks. I like the time signature change. That's a lot of fun. This is the first one I properly connected with. And then as I've said many times with a lot of albums I like, other tracks started to fall into place. You know?
Nice.
And you swap around with what your favourite one is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do we go from here? I don't know.
The words are coming out weird.
He said something about your flower to be chosen or something. And again, you start to go, oh, what are you talking about? I don't like it. Will they show up again? Probably. I imagine I can catch you out another couple of times.
Okay.
So be on the lookout.
Cool.
That is, what did I say? 1 point.
Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say they've got... What's on their Rate Your Music page? And their album Misery is a Butterfly is pretty well acclaimed.
People really like that.
Not for you?
I mean, I didn't mind it, but for me, nothing clicks like this album for me.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I just listen. I listen. You know, I'm sure you've had this experience. You listen to something once and you go, "That was really interesting." Then you listen to it again, you go, "This is still really interesting." And then eventually, you've listened to it so many times, and you realise you've listened to it so many times that you go, "Oh, hang on, I like this."
Yeah.
And then just I don't know how many times I listened to it over like October, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredibly unique. I think that's the main thing for me. It's so strange. And I'd like to think that if anyone else listened to it, they could tell me, yeah, I agree with you. There's something indescribably odd about the album. Which is not to say it sounds bad. It sounds good. But,
Yeah.
So, your number 9 is the last one that I couldn't put my finger on, but this one really annoyed me. Not because I didn't like it, but because it just the whole way through it felt like it should be something I know. I feel like the voice is somewhere in the back of my mind, but I just couldn't get it. And so out of frustration, I put an answer that was silly. I put REM without Michael Stipe. It sounded like one of the REM iterations. You know? I said, "You curse at girls." I don't. I would never do that. I am a gentleman.
Don't know if I believe you.
And I am 6 foot. Anyway, I said it was released in 97. I said alt rock or slacker rock. 143rd.
Yeah. 3 points.
Thank you.
Very good.
Did I get the artist
It is
correct?
REM without Michael Stipe.
Crazy.
No, it's a band that I've used before. They're known for having one very big song, but the song I used wasn't that song. It's Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah, let's go.
The track is called You Curse At Girls as well. That's crazy that you got that. Yeah, very good. It said indie pop / indie rock. And
That's
I thought,
fair. Oh, is it fair?
Feels more rocky than poppy, doesn't it? But maybe it's the chorus that has more like less guitars, I guess. But 1996 is when it came out. 'Cause it's off of their debut, Fountains of Wayne, with an uncapitalised O, even though they do capitalise the O of in their artist name. That's a bit weird.
Fantastic.
Number 163. It's kicking it in the sort of in that midriff.
Stacey's mum, that's it.
Yeah, it's Stacey's mum. Was their big song.
Yeah, she's got it going on.
She does. But I think I mentioned this at a point before because I'd heard Radiation Vibe by them. Really enjoyed it. So listened to this album as a whole and actually thought it was pretty good. In terms of consistency, it felt like the songwriting generally throughout was pretty good and of a fairly similar level to Radiation Vibe in my opinion. The only problem with it is it's a massively dated sound.
Yeah, but I feel that's true of a lot of these American bands from this time.
It absolutely is. It's just that, it's never going to be that high on your list, is it?
It's all that sort of teen rock kind of stuff.
Yeah, teen rock. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. I don't have a mass amount to say other than make sure you give it a go. I think it's, if you can look past the, as you say, the teen rockiness of it.
I think it's fun, man.
Then there is a great album beyond it. Lots of really good songs. What are the lyrics for this one? They say you curse at girls. Don't you know it isn't right? It's going to get you into trouble or something. Like the main issue with cursing at girls is getting into trouble.
Getting caught.
Yeah.
It's only illegal if someone finds out, guys.
Quite amusing.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, they've got some fun songs. I think I mentioned last time that there's some songs of it that reminded me of like Blur songs, and they felt sort of like an American Blur in a way.
Yeah.
Which I don't disagree with. Still, I think it's an astute point. Yeah, I don't have much more to say, so I'll leave it there. And you've done very well to get 3 points out of that.
Good form, I suppose, today.
Do we need to count up the points at the end? I think we know who's going to win.
No, don't say that.
Pretty evident.
I think teen rock, I like that. I might start using that from now on. I think of like Wheatus and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's a good term, isn't it?
Or, I do think of the year 3000 and stuff like that as well.
Stuff that just feels dated,
Well, you've got to think about the lyrical content as well. If it sounds like a teenager could have written it, then it counts. And again, if it's from the 90s and is like got that proper American twang in the lead singer, then you're there. What does he say? Not a shame, but your great granddaughter is pretty fine, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a teen lyric. Come on. What do teens think about? So. Fountains of Wayne, big up. Front runners of the teen rock sound, big up.
Year 3000 was by Busted, and Busted are British.
It fits.
They were putting on an American accent, which, to be fair, they probably were.
I genuinely, I don't care where they're from. It fits.
Granddaughter, to be fair, yeah. Why do Brits put on American accents, but Americans don't? Why is there this infatuation with that? Come on, Brits.
We invented the language, guys. Come on. We say things nice.
We try to.
So
your last one. The final two extracts of this season. Whoa! Mental. Second season, almost gone already. Cherish it while it's still here.
What were your highlights? Leave them in the comments.
Well, maybe what's going to happen next is going to be a highlight. I'm going to smash out of the park.
Unbelievable plays coming. You ready?
30 points in
ready
one
for
guess. And
I'll tell you what, if you can get every single part of this correct, I will give you 30 points.
Okay.
I'll shake your hand. People won't see it, but I'll shake your hand. And for me, that is a binding deal. There you go. If you can get all of it correct, I'll give you 30 points.
Here we go.
I go from the bits that you're more confident with first. Do them in that order.
Okay. Pop rock.
Okay.
-1.
No, it's great. It's great. Keep going.
1987.
Okay.
Like the book, innit? See, I think you've used an extract by this band earlier in the game.
Okay.
I think this is Men at Work.
Okay.
It felt more clear to me this time. I didn't necessarily recognise Colin Hayes' voice more here. It was mainly the saxophone, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Saxophone came in. I thought, what band has a saxophone?
Valid.
Men at Work.
Valid.
Come Back Another Day. He said that at one point. In the track, number 149. Now, I'm intrigued. You said you've been listening to more Men at Work, so I'm intrigued to see where this is, because the fact you've used it at the end maybe suggests you respect it pretty heavily, to put it lightly.
Look, it's a shame because you have still got 3 points, which is still a very good score. The ranking was always going to be the toughest one to get, but you haven't fallen for my second trap, which I did try to just leave a little sort of nugget earlier when I said with the earlier Business as Usual Down by the Sea reference. I said, haven't listened to any more Men at Work. You didn't fall for that.
I think
you'd already got the answer, of course.
I'd put it, and I think maybe I'd Shoved it out of my mind somehow.
Out of fear, because you knew what was coming. You knew what answer you put. But you're completely correct. It is Men at Work. I thought the saxophone would be the bit to give it away, but I wanted to give you a section where he did say the title, which is Overkill. It's this 1983. The genres I put were Aussie pub rock, because apparently that was a scene. I put new wave, pop rock, completely valid. This is off an album called Cargo, Chris. And this ranks 24th.
Oh my word, that's flipping crazy. What the hell?
It is... See, I relinquished, I rather relented on all the Men at Work talk I could have had earlier. I knew what was coming.
Okay.
They do 3 albums, yeah? The third one, you can kind of skip it, to be honest. I don't know what happens. Something goes wrong. The first 2 albums... Forget what rate your music says. Genuinely forget it. The first 2 albums, especially Cargo. Unbelievable. Fantastic. Colin Hay just hits a streak of songwriting. When I messaged you a while ago inviting you to a show?
Yes, yeah.
And I said I can't tell you who it is if you're not going to come.
Okay.
It was Colin Hay.
It's Colin Hay, that's so cool.
At the Union Chapel.
Nice.
In Islington. Is that in Islington? Yeah, Arsenal. I saw a lot of Arsenal fans. Has to be. Highbury and Islington. He was wonderful. What disappointed me is that he was a bit bitter, because the bit I remember, he was funny, right? Obviously, because he's Scottish born, who's lived in Australia. It's like the two of the funniest kinds of people combined into one. He's going to be a funny guy, but he, at one point, he said, I sometimes think, about those first 2 albums that Men at Work did, because he's got a very, very long solo catalogue now as well. I sometimes think about those first 2 Men at Work albums, and because I'm very positive, and every single time I wrote something for the solo projects and I took it to the promoters or whatever, or the label, and they said, there was this one guy. It was at a time when I had lawyers, because I thought that would be important. And I remember writing whichever song it was he was talking about and taking it to him, and he said, "Colin, if I know anything about music, this is going to be a huge hit. It's going to be huge. It's going to do numbers." And then it didn't. And then the next time I saw him, he said, "Artists have peaks and troughs, Colin, and for you, this is a trough." And so he said, "I like to be positive. Every time I write a song, I try to... I see it doing very good success. But of course, it hasn't quite happened since those first 2 Men at Work albums. But it's why I started just doing this, just going around touring constantly, taking my music to places, just to keep going. And I ask myself, nowadays I ask myself, what, is it worth it, Is it the same? All that fame from those first 2 albums, all that success. Is it the same as me coming here to London performing at the Union Chapel on a what was it? I think a Sunday, on a Sunday night? Is it the same? And the answer is no, it's not. And of course, people laugh. But as a musician, as an independent musician, I'm hearing that and I go, oh, okay. So you are saying what all our fears are, which is it's only really good if you're internationally successful. Unfortunately, he did also say that for the first 2 albums, in his opinion, a lot of the time he was on drugs. Oh, so he said, if you want to be a very good songwriter, just smoke, just smoke, be young and smoke. The last song he did play was Land Down Under. He was a crowd pleaser. I can finally send you clips I recorded of it. I can finally show you them. It's a gorgeous venue as well. But no, let me actually talk about the albums. This was during the Fred is listening to happy music period. I listened to Business as Usual and I'm thinking, God, this is fantastic. Everyone knows the singles. They're exceptional. But even just the other stuff on the album, Down by the Sea is on there. It's a 7-minute ambient thing. Why is it there? It's great. And then I go, well, I've got to try Cargo as well. I really enjoyed that. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so good. Overkill was, I think, the lead single, I'd say is how I'd put it. It's the most popular track off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best writing he does. Land Down Under gets all the plaudits because it's funny and witty. Who Can It Be Now? Fantastic saxophone work. Part of a very successful album launch. Also very good lyrics. Overkill, I think you'd really appreciate what he's saying in it, because he's talking about worrying, basically, which we all do. And he's talking about, worrying about whether he's connecting with people or not and all of this. What is it? I can't get to sleep. I think about the implications, about worrying too deep and possibly the complications. Especially at night, I worry over situations I know will be all right. Perhaps it's just imagination.
Nice.
Day after day it reappears. Day after day, day after day it reappears. Night after night, slowly grow the fears. Ghosts appear and then fade away. It is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean, the writing
like
on every single track on this has something to it. He lets, I can't remember the other guy's name, I think it's a saxophonist. He gets a few writing credits on both albums. And he's got a very, very fun one called Settle Down, My Boy. And the opening lyric is it's so Australian. Is him going, settle down and eat your peas and gravy, my boy. I've forced James to listen to both these albums, and then I've said to him, tell me after listening to them if you don't now want to go to Australia. Because if Australia is like this, I don't know why I haven't already been. I could talk so long, but the truth is I'm going to use other tracks, especially off of Cargo. Even if you do listen to them, I'm still gonna use them in a whiteboard game. There is so much excellent stuff on this thing. Overkill is beautiful because it's so emotional and it's so honest. Second verse is what? Was it at home between the sheets or alone between the sheets? I'm not sure. Only brings exasperation. Time to walk the streets. Smell the desperation. At least there's pretty lights. Although there's little variation, it nullifies the night from overkill. Day after day, chorus. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I didn't think I'd like it this much. 24th is a ridiculous ranking.
Yeah, that's mental.
It's a ridiculous ranking. But it might be one of the most, if not the most underrated. Actually, no, that's unfair because unfortunately So was released in the same day. But it's one of the most underrated sort of pop rock albums of that decade, Country Mile. And I apologise to, one of your favourites, the likes of Tame Impala and people like that. But I found my Australian kings. They're not going to be replaced. Yeah. Colin Hay, fantastic songwriter. May he live forever. Just... I cannot tell you how long I've waited for this conversation, which is why I've said so much. But I'm going to save any more I could say for future songs I might include when I try and trick you out and choose sections where he's not singing or there's no saxophone. Because there are a lot of tracks I could talk about personal connections to on this. The range of stuff he talks about on this album is... I love it.
Okay.
And it's one of those, how lovely it is when you realise it's something that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. When you found that thing.
Yeah.
It makes me very happy.
That's
makes
nice.
me very happy.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Men at Work. I love you boys. Third album, you can skip it. But the first two, especially Cargo.
Okay.
Gorgeous. I am giving you, 3 points.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the album art looks really good.
It's so fun, right?
It's really cool.
It's so fun. You've got again, I think you'd really like the first track. Was it Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive?
I was going to say that, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive.
Which is about... In fact, I'll tell you afterwards. Let's get moving.
Okay.
So, this is your last one. Last one of the season, Chris.
Better make it good.
I can't wait for the moment when you tell me, well, I've also been listening to Men at Work, and you didn't recognise it. I thought this was My Boys, fronted by the GOAT. Again, a very timely choice by you. If I'm correct, I thought it was the Beach Boys. I thought it was Add Some Music to Your Day. 1970, I put Chamber Pop. I put 76th because it's your last one. It's got to have done some rounds. Do I know which album this is off of? Friends, maybe? I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Nice. Well, it's actually by a band called The Surfers. Who? Oh wait, no, hang on. Yeah, okay. I'm just getting word in. They've changed their name, okay, to The Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys!
That is correct,
yeah.
yes. Genuine bit of lore there as well. They were going to call themselves The Surfers.
Thank God they didn't.
But there was a band called The Surfers. And so their manager went, what's like The Surfers, but not? So he went, The Beach Boys. Yes, of course.
What are surfers but boys on a beach?
Yeah, which if you put it in like in abstraction, it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys.
Beach Boys.
But we just know them. We know them, don't we?
You know where they have a lot of surfers?
At the beach.
And do you know where they have lovely beaches for surfing?
Mate, I've never made that connection, actually.
Australia.
Oh, yes. True. Do you know what? I'm glad that we didn't do the whole 30 points for last thing for your one.
Oh.
If we got 5, because you got 5 points.
You're joking.
Very, very well done.
Oh, thank you.
To cap off a brilliant game of guessing.
Thank you.
Well, no, I know you knew this song, but...
I mean, yeah, but I wasn't expecting... No, thank you.
So, yeah, as I say, it is the Beach Boys. It is exactly called Add Some Music to Your Day. I put Sunshine Pop, but Chamber Pop was fair.
Thank you.
It's the Beach Boys. I couldn't not have given you Chamber Pop, it would have been unfair. Exactly 1970, because I was surprised you didn't put the cogs together and go 1970 Sunflower.
Of course. Yeah, Sunflower.
One of their big ones. This is number 78 for me. This is
really good.
Very good. Yeah.
Really good. That surprises me because I think. Well, I'll let you say it, but I'll give you briefly. I think it's one of their. Well, you know how much I love the Smile Sessions because it's so daring. I think this is more down the road Beach Boys.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let me take it back for the listeners. So I really got in. I listened to Pet Sounds quite a few years ago.
Yes,
and just sort of thought, oh, it's good. I can respect it. And maybe within like the year before last year, I think maybe I went. I'm starting to really get some of the songs a bit more. It's really nice. And it's only really been recently that I've connected with all of the songs, and I don't know, maybe my heart's opened up and let the Beach Boys in.
Thank God.
And let me tell you, they're cushy in there.
Thank God.
They're sitting cushy.
Oh, it makes me so happy.
So that album shot right up.
Yep,
it's right up there now.
Good.
Pet Sounds.
Good. I look forward to seeing where. That's going to be exciting.
And in a bid to seize this moment of enjoyment with this band, I started to listen to more of their stuff. I haven't done the Smile Sessions. I wanted to sort of ease into it.
It is quite a thing.
Yeah, I assumed it would be quite a big leap, and I didn't want to then listen to ones like this and go, oh, it's kind of mid actually. It's a bit crazy. So I'm glad I didn't do that. I guess this speaks to my lack of, I suppose, really pushing it on the music listening front at the moment. This is the only other Beach Boys album
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've been meaning to do Surf's Up for a while, and then maybe do one or two other ones, and then go for the Smile albums and compare them.
Yes,
which is interesting.
Fascinating comparison ahead. Fascinating.
But this is the one that I did Sunflower, and I think it was the one that really got me into the lore of the band.
Yes. Because
you listen to Pet Sounds, and there's an aspect of it which is, okay, well, Brian Wilson has written all of the songs, except Sloop John B, because that's a cover. But in terms of the production, now I'm pretty sure Brian Wilson did production on Pet Sounds. I don't think he did it on Sunflower. Now, listen, I heavily respect anyone who tries their hand at production if they're a songwriter or anything. I don't think he did it bad, but all I'm saying is I struggle to differentiate between any of them.
Yeah.
on that album. Like I've listened to I Know There's an Answer so many times, and I keep going, so you're meaning to tell me half of the verse is sung by Mike Love, the other half is sung by Al Jardine, and the chorus is sung by Brian Wilson, but it sounds like they're all the same person.
Genuinely, I know.
You mean to tell me that's the case?
I know.
I don't get it. Sunflower, though, is a bit... Well, it's interesting because in parts it's weirdly produced. The very first vocal harmony, Deirdre, in the song, Deirdre, sounds a little bit fuzzy, lo-fi. And then it gets into it and it sounds normal. One of the other Brian Wilson written tracks, All I Want to Do, also sounds quite sort of... I don't know, it's quite sort of spacious. It feels like there's a lot of reverb to it, whereas on a lot of the other songs, it doesn't feel that way, if I were to put it to it. But as I mentioned after that long tangent, this album helped me get into more of the lore of them, because as a lot of people describe with this album, it is a very band-based album, as in they all sort of have their own songs. Surprised at the amount Dennis Wilson has songs as well, actually, which is really cool. And they're good, man.
They are good.
Except for Got to Know the Woman. I'm not keen on that. But Forever, amazing. Slip On Through, mate, what an opener. Flipping brilliant. So good. I mean, as I say, I'm yet to really delve deep into the Beach Boys stuff, so I'm yet to have that amazing appreciation for Brian Wilson. But in the songs he's done in here, it's sort of, I don't know, it's not the same as Pet Sounds. It's sort of it's different, and it gave me more of an appreciation for how he utilizes sort of key shifts and modulations. His vocal writing as well is often just genius.
Yes.
I'm listening to tracks like This Old World, which is a fantastic track. If it weren't so obviously a Brian Wilson track, I might have used it. But I mean, that key shifts so much. But the boys, they're not like singing like root chords to try and make it easier to sing. He's getting them to sing all these like color tones, extensions, and it adds to the vibrancy of that track, and it's gorgeous. What other tracks can I quickly mention briefly? Our Sweet Love, that's amazing. Cool Cool Water is a really weird and interesting closer. I don't mean weird as in, oh, it sucks. I mean weird as in, it's an interesting way to close the album.
Yeah, completely.
I feel like it does tie in all of the very summery themes of the album. Tears in the Morning, I think, is great. I had no idea that... I think Bruce Johnston, who had been added a little bit later, he wasn't one of the initial five. The Five Friends. I think he has vocals on God Only Knows as well, but I've never recognised that in Pet Sounds until hearing him on this one and going, who is this guy? I've heard him before. And that's I think there's another one later on, but this track for me, Tears in the Morning, is the one where it's like, man, he had it going this whole time. Yeah. Great songwriter. But anyways, add some music to your day. Why have I used it? Well, it encompasses how I feel about music generally. I'm glad that I've now found a song that reflects that heavily. I think, I don't know if Brian Wilson wrote all the lyrics, or if maybe, because quite a few of them have individual parts on the song. Bruce Johnston often has some of the choruses, and Mike Love and Al Jardine have some of the verses, I think. Because there's some lines which I think, that feels like a Mike Love line, because it feels a little bit more like sort of, we're just saying the same thing, but in a different way.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
And then you get, I think the only bits that Brian Wilson sings, which are the most poignant on this song especially, and at the very start of the extract I used, where he says, when day is over, I close my tired eyes and music is in my soul. And I'm like, the fact that he's written that and he's had this major chorus of every single one of them singing, I'm like, yeah, man, I want to shout that every time I hear it.
Yes.
It is absolutely in my soul. Yeah, it's so beautiful. The strings, amazing arrangement. Again, it's those things of the chords aren't even necessarily awfully sort of disparate in terms of like key changes and anything. Like he's not doing anything incredibly daring harmoniously, but it's in that arranging where he's using all these color tones and all these extensions that really adds to the vibrancy of it and makes it so beautiful. You know, that chorus is what is it? It's a 4/5/1, right? Nice and simple. But the way it makes you feel, the way it feels, oh my word. You know, it's amazing. I guess it just saddens me that I didn't have this appreciation when he was here, you know.
It's okay.
You know, I wanted to, you know, share those good vibes with him, just sort of
good vibrations.
Those good vibrations, you know. Sort of harness them and send them his way. Maybe tell him my favourite vegetable as well while I was at it, you know.
I almost did. I was so close sending him a letter until I read one person on Reddit who had the same thought as me going, does anyone have like an address? Because he said he wants a letter and I thought it'd be nice. And then someone wrote, to be honest, at this point in his life, I think he just preferred to not be bothered. And I saw that and I just went, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
But I think I'll leave it there. But let's just say I'm Beach Boys pilled heavily now.
God,
so
what a beautiful day.
We can have many a flourishing discussion about Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys.
Beautiful day. You've still got a couple of scorches to come.
I look forward to them.
When you get into those more psych tracks off Surf's Up, and you will just be sat there going, "This was written when?" kind of thing. You know, it's incredible. That makes me very happy. I've ended the game incredibly happy. Thank you for that. Scoring hours. I think I have a number. I was able to jump the gun whilst Chris was on his impassioned conversation
Beach
and crunch
Boys
some details myself.
Glazing.
One of the rare instances where no glazing will ever be enough.
Absolutely.
There's no shame in doing it with the Beach Boys. There's no shame.
The love I have for you, stay in your heart, stay forever. Love the album. Anyways, I'm
Beautiful. Ready. I'm ready. You're ready?
Yeah.
Should I count down?
Go for it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh,
a thrashing.
No. I mean, look, you've had me a few times.
Score.
You've had me a few times recently.
I got 21.5.
I got 30.
That's an emphatic score. That's amazing. That's a brilliant one.
Thank you.
Very good.
I genuinely don't know how it's happened.
You're on top form today.
Shame it's come right at the end of a series.
Well, I mean, that just maybe that crowns you the winner. I don't know.
No. Unless no.
Concede.
Fantastic game. Very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We've both discovered some very cool things.
Absolutely. I think it's capped off what has been another great year for whiteboard gaming. The joy of music discovery, I think, has been captured in this episode very well.
And I actually don't think you could have ended a series with a better message of your final extract.
You make a very good point about that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I kept it till the end.
Exactly. If there's anything that the whiteboard game ever teaches you, please add some music to your day. Please
do it.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's all pretty good, unless it's like anything other than the singles off of Razorlight's debut album. In which case, don't. But it's all pretty good. It's all pretty good. What do we say? Closing remarks?
Thank you for another great season. It feels weird to say that we're on the precipice of season 3 now.
Yeah. One of the main characters normally died at this point. We're doing quite well.
It's been very good. I think there's not going to be a larger, as in there's not going to be a gap between the end of this season and the start of next season. It's just going to be the same amount of time, just because of when we record it and stuff. It makes it easier. so we don't end up having a massive backlog. There only was last year because the first episode, the recording didn't work for that, and so it started a bit later. So that's the only difference.
Okay.
We'll continue as normal. I'm guessing the first episode will probably be a look back at our 2025 in music, I suppose.
That would be nice. Yeah.
It feels weird that we're so near 2026.
Horrible,
I don't like the feeling.
Come back to the good. Add some music to your day. Add some music to your day.
Indeed. We all done?
I think we're all done. Keep listening to Idiot Twin. We're not going away. Add some Idiot Twin to your day. Am I right? Am I right? Let us know if you've had any favourite moments from this series. Message us. Put some comments in. Why not?
Please.
Let us know if you have any ideas. Let us know if you want to feature. We're always happy to have people on.
We had one in this season. We proved it can work.
It can work. Tom Branscombe was a joy. If you think you can do Tom Branscombe's job that he does in that episode, let us know. It's not a competition, of course. But, do I have anything else to say that needs to be said? I don't think so. Listen to the extracts. Tell us what you think. The songs, rather, that we've spoken about. Tell us what you think. Yeah, I think that's it, actually.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, if there's nothing left to say...
there is nothing left to say, actually. So
we shall say... Whiteboard Game... forever.